Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hello everyone, hope you're having a good weekend. Taking a look at the market rundown, SPY, IWM, and QQQ. So the S&P 500 had a weekend of the day really, and it ended the week with momentum to the downside. We're going to be watching the low of Thursday, 237.07, and although it does have the close here at the low of 237.03, I see the low at the end of the day. If I look at a more zoomed in chart, it says 237.07 on Fidelity. So either way, we're right at that support level, and depending on where we open on Monday, that's going to have us looking for a break of this tight range. And we had an inside candlestick Thursday, and it was an inside candlestick Friday until literally the last minute. So either way, we're going to be watching this middle Bollinger Band daily support, which continues to hold. That level is going to be around 236.45 or so as we start the day on Monday. And of course, we're looking at a couple resistance levels, the high of the FOMC reaction of 238.40, and then that all-time high. And you can see the Bollinger Bands are continuing to get tighter and tighter. They started to ascend as we had that bullish FOMC day, but then now that we've consolidated from there, they're coming back down, and it's continuing to be tight. So we're going to be watching for this tight range. If we lose the middle Bollinger Band, that's red flag number 1 for the bulls. And then for me to be really looking for some downside, it's going to take a loss of the higher low pattern. So I'm looking at 235.17, and then for me, it'll be the low of the consolidation. If 234.72 breaks, that's going to be a signal that further longer-term consolidation is coming, because that's going to tell us that we have our lower high and then lower low with a bit more prolonged pullback. So middle Bollinger Band, signal number 1, and then we're looking at those higher low levels. And you can see after a little bit of consolidation last week, we had a nice start to this week, and we ended up closing with some indecision. So we're going to be watching the low of that week as the key level to maintain higher lows. IWM, the break in the correlation continues in the sense that the S&P 500 and IWM here, we were seeing the magnified moves to the downside and a lot more of a pullback. But now that the S&P 500 has pulled back for 2 days and we're still seeing some higher highs on IWM, it is catching up back to where it was. Just looking back at March 3rd, that's where the S&P 500 is trading, where it was on March 3rd as well. So that has changed in the sense that they're now back to where they were. A little bit of catch up here for IWM. Middle Bollinger Band is support of 137.98. All-time high resistance is 140.86. And we'll be watching for the same thing. We have our high, our low of consolidation, and we'll be looking for a potential lower high. And we're well above support at this point, so we do have a long way to go before we would come back down to break this support. But that is the key level on IWM to be watching, 134.56. And on the weekly time frame, right off that middle Bollinger Band, solid bullish candlestick after 3 weeks in a row. And it is a nice higher low, and we'll see if the bulls can get follow-through back towards that all-time high. So that is a very bullish weekly candlestick, and a nice job of that middle Bollinger Band support holding. QQQ, also still the strongest here, but we're rejecting from the upper Bollinger Band 3 days in a row. It is continuing to ascend, just not as rapidly as the stock price is trying to go here. 132.13 is the all-time high. We came 5 cents short on Thursday, and then we came 9 cents short on Friday. So we're very tight here. Multiple inside candlesticks in a row still stand. A break of 131.62, the low of Friday, and we'll be looking towards the middle Bollinger Band, and a bull break, and we're looking at the all-time high of 132.13. We haven't even touched this middle Bollinger Band besides the first 2 days in 2017. So if we see a bearish break of this inside candlestick from Friday, that will be the level we look to, that daily middle Bollinger Band support. Weekly time frame for QQQ, bulls on fire, no slowdown in sight, no bearish reversal candlestick, solid bull volume 3 weeks in a row, and a nice higher low, higher high continuation pattern in blue sky breakout. Huge move to the upside no slowdown in sight for QQQ, driven by the technology sector, which is also on fire. So I appreciate you watching, and we'll check back in on Monday. Should be a pretty important day in terms of direction heading for the week. After we ended this week on such tight terms with QQQ and SPY, how we fare on Monday will set the tone for the week. Thanks again. See you soon.